Welcome to Magical Mondays with Marathon Community Theater, a bi-monthly video show. I'm the director, Jackie O'Neill, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Tonight's show features a sleep-deprived husband who desperately needs a nap. Then there's a creepy surprise for our audacious advice columnist. We have nutrition tips from Bryan the Workout Guy. An update on MCT's activities in the future are coming, and then we have the continued battling of the famous Bickersons. Finally, an unhandy husband tries frantically to stop a leak. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show. Bye-bye.
I really appreciate what you're doing here. I know you thought we were going to hang out, but is that a feather top bed you got up there? Really? Oh, I hope we can make this a regular thing. You see, I used to dream of marrying Marianne, and now that I got her, well, I just dream of sleep. Oh, to be unattached and just sleep, sleep, sleep. Sleep until the sun pours into the window and slowly brings in the day. You know, the last time I rose after the sun did, I was single. Oh, I love my wife. I do. But I also love sleep. You know, calling Marianne an early riser is an understatement. Before dawn breaks, she awakes. You know, it's a genetic family trait. Like if they analyzed her DNA, it'd show she's part rooster. We have no alarm, just her. Within seconds of consciousness, Marianne blares, "Coffee, coffee, time to make the coffee." Well, I just pat her on the head, aka the snooze button, and I plead, 5 more minutes, honey, please, just 5 more minutes. You know those super disciplined people who never cheat on their diets with like a snack or ice cream? Well, that's Marianne, but for sleep. She's basically on a perpetual sleep diet. She sees napping as cheating. Sometimes I pretend I have work to do in the garage, and I just lay under the car with my tools, and I let sweet sleep take me. Then she comes in, finds me asleep, and she starts to cry, like sleep is another woman, like she's caught me sleeping with sleep. She pits herself against sleep. She says, "You'd rather be with sleep than me?" I make the mistake of answering, "Yes, boom, we're in couples counseling." She tells the therapist, "He's sleeping on me just constantly. In the middle of the day, he'll sneak into the garage for a quickie." A quickie? That's her word for a nap. And this therapist, she sides with Marianne. She tells me that some men sleep to avoid working on the problems in the marriage. And I'm like, first of all, let's not call it sleeping. If it's under an hour and it's under a car, it's not sleeping. Second, the only problem in the marriage is I'm exhausted. And she's like, "Well, what do you think that is?" And I'm like, "Because I need to go to bed." And she tells me to look deeper than that, to look within myself. So I close my eyes to try and look within myself. And I start nodding off. And my wife says, "See what I'm dealing with?" And the therapist is like nodding, So anyway, that's the deal. So thanks for letting me come over to watch the game, man. Oh, so the bedroom's just up the stairs to the left? Awesome. Oh, let me know who wins.
3, 2, 1, action!
Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Auntie Agatha's Audacious Advice. Auntie Agatha here, ready and willing to give advice to those who so desperately need it. Our letter today is from a man who signed it, "Nosy Neighbor or Threat." That sounds like a situation that others might relate to. Auntie Agatha. I just moved into a new house. I like to exercise and try to run every day to keep myself in shape. The house has an added bonus of having an outdoor shower and a place to hang my sweaty clothes afterwards. Well, it sounds like this man is dedicated to good hygiene and good health. Oh, he goes on. My problem is with my elderly neighbor. I haven't formally met her yet, except to say hello. But it seems like she is a little too nosy. She watches my comings and goings, and I found her snooping in my mailbox and my garbage cans. I think she may be even watching me shower. Oh, I have been told that I am attractive, but her attention is giving me the creeps. Well, that does sound like his neighbor is a bit too curious about him. Oh, there's more. Yesterday, when I looked out my kitchen window, I saw her sniffing my sweaty jogging shorts. Do I need to be worried? Oh my, Auntie Agatha must give her answer some thought. Why don't we break for a commercial?
Cut! Going to commercial.
Wow, that neighbor of his really sounds like a nut job. Where did this letter come from anyway? Oh, here's the envelope. 2350 Orchard Street. Wait a minute. That's right next to my mother's house. My mother is the sweaty short sniffer. Oh my God, what did you do now?
Get it together. Get it together. We're almost done with the commercial. Calm down.
Answer this.
Think fast. Okay, get ready. We'll go in 3, 2, 1.
Auntie Agatha back again. Wasn't that just a lovely commercial for Kathy's Kitty Cookies? Well, getting back to our letter. Auntie Agatha says this. I am sure there's nothing for you to worry about. This neighbor is probably totally harmless. I would recommend that the next time you see her, you introduce yourself and ask her if there's anything that you can do for her. You don't know, maybe she's sniffing your shorts because she misses her dead husband and she wants to revisit his bodily odors. Or maybe she has an attractive daughter or granddaughter that she wants you to meet. The important thing is to be polite, and I'm sure everything will work itself out. Good luck. Well, that's all for now. See you next time for Auntie Agatha's audacious advice. Toodaloo!
This is Bryan the Workout Guy, rated E for entertaining, not educational. Not educational.
Hey, it's Bryan, the Workout Guy. Now I know what you're saying. Bryan, that's a funny looking gym. Good thing you noticed. This isn't a gym. This is the food room. Today we're going to talk about nutrition. So come on, check it out. Let's go. So I'm going to introduce you to Bryan Guy's Guide to Fitness Facts, or BGGFF, much easier to remember that way. So, getting jacked is 80% of the effort. Attitude, another 60%. Food, it's important, but it's only 40%. Get you up to 100% effort is what it takes.
That doesn't add up.
That's because it takes over 100% effort to get jacked like me. So, I'm going to show you something that you've probably seen before. A bunch of nerdy science stuff. Let's go. Come on. So you've probably seen something like this. This is ridiculous. It's a triangle. What is that? Geography or something? Who cares? It's boring. I'm going to show you how it really works. Let's go. I'll show you food. Okay, so you know about the scientist's triangle guide. Yuck. This is some of the ideas I have for food. Let's start with something that's kind of gross. Fresh fruit. Who would eat fresh fruit? I cut this just 3 hours ago. Look at this. Yuck. This would be inside of me. And I don't want you, but I don't poop every 3 hours, so it would still be in me. Gross. Get rid of fresh fruit. That's ridiculous. Now, I'm going to talk about my secret nutrition guide. You ready? Here you go. These are fantastic. What's the first ingredient? Sugar. It's all natural. Not all stuff from nature's bad. Sugar is awesome. When's the last time you saw spoiled sugar? Never. So this is full of great stuff. Let's start with peach. Peach. That's a fruit. Why, that's splendid. That's great. Now, be careful. This bag will fool you. What's this? Match it up. Cappuccino. What is a cappuccino? I can barely even pronounce it. Get rid of that. That's bad. It's got sugar, which is good, but it's bad you can't pronounce it. Now, my favorite, berry cherry. Oh. It's not just cherry. It's berry cherry. That one is fantastic. Anyhow, so after you got your food going, now you gotta stay hydrated. When you're working out, you need to hydrate. So, what do? This is perfect. First ingredient, water, hydration. Second ingredient, sugar. Bingo. How can you go wrong with that? Sometimes, later at night, after you had a long run, you might want to get some more hydration. What do you get? Bingo. First ingredient, you guessed it, water. Perfect. So, I'm going to take you back to the window board, and I'm going to show how it works. Let's go. Meet you at the window board. Let's go. So, I showed you the boring triangle thing. Forget it. This is mine. Much easier to remember. We got a circle with a circle. I know what you're thinking. We're back to that boring geology again. But it's not. This is a plate. This is an egg. I'm not a good artist, but bear with me. This is bacon. Then what you do is you add to your meal.
Wait, is that permanent marker?
No, it's not a permanent. No, of course it's not. What do you think, I'm stupid? So you add some strawberry jelly bellies, and look what you got. You've got a smiling plate coming back at you. It's clearly a healthy dish because it's smiling. Remember that. That's the biggest tip for food. Now I'm going to show you how to make some great stuff. Let's go. So I'm going to cook one of my favorite, most nutritional meals ever. A hot dog. I know what you're saying. Gross. A dog? It's not a dog. First ingredient, beef. So you know it's good. So what I used to do when I would want a hot dog, I'd go, hey Karen, can you make me a hot dog? And just like Bryan the Magic Guy, it would show up on the table and I'd have a hot dog to eat. She's incredible. Then one day, I said, hey, can I have a hot dog? She goes, why don't you make it yourself? And I went, what? So I had to learn how to make it myself. So I want to show you the skills that I have. Here's what you do. You take the hot dog, you put it into the metal bucket. Now I already put some water in it, but what you do is you put it in. So when I first did it, a silly mistake I made, about an hour later I came back and I go, that's not hot at all. So what did I do? I went, Karen, hot dog's not hot. She comes down and she goes, well, it's not even on. So I went, it's not even on. So these things here turn this device on. I always put it to number 10, because 10's the highest number. You want to do it quick, right? So I'm going to show you something you should not do. So what happened when I first cooked it, I come walking up to it and I go, what? God, that is the that's really what happened. So, Karen comes down, all excited, going, "What happened? What happened?" I go, "This is pretty hot." So she goes, "Well, you gotta use the metal grabber thing. This is important. You gotta have it. You can pick this up at your local hardware store, maybe Home Depot, Foot Locker, I don't know. Just tell them I sent you." Now, what you do is you take the little grabber, put it in, you got yourself a hot dog. You put it on a plate, put some potato chips in there. Hey, I threw in a vegetable, didn't I? Then get yourself a beer. You got yourself a quality, nutritious meal. Now, I've given you a lot of information today. What I want you to do, if you're confused, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to my MySpace mailbox, and I'll get you some more information quickly. Be safe out there, and make sure to eat happy meals. Have a great day.
Bryan the Workout Guy is a fictional character made up completely. He's an idiot. He has no formal training. Don't listen to him. Please, be safe out there.
Hi everyone, this is Charlotte Garrison, Vice President of Productions for Marathon Community Theater, bringing you an update for some of our special events. Coming up Saturday, October 24th, we will be presenting our second Marathon Community Theater's Drive-In Bingo. We had such a great turnout and such a great time for our first one that we're doing it again. MCT style. This is not your grandma's bingo. It's Marathon Community Theater's Drive-In Bingo in our parking lot located at 5101 Overseas Highway. This is going to be Saturday, October 24th from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $25 per car plus taxes and fees and available on our website at www.marathontheater.org. For more information, please visit our website or call our box office at 305-743-0994. Also, coming up this month for Marathon Community Theater, we are participating in Zonta Club of Marathon Halloween Drive-Thru on Saturday, October 31st at Marathon Community Park from 5 to 7. If you would like to donate candy to help our children of Marathon have a hauntingly happy Halloween this year, please contact our box office at 305-743-0994. Candy donations are gladly accepted Monday through Friday, 12 to 4. Keep tuning in to Magical Mondays for more updates on Marathon Community Theater's upcoming events. The Bickersons was a popular radio show back in the 1940s, and MCT is presenting its third installment of The Bickersons. Please enjoy.
You make fun if you like, but I know I won't last long.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Are you really sick?
So sick I could die. I think I'm poisoned. I've got the most awful indigestion. Call the doctor, John.
You don't need a doctor. I'll take care of it for you. Lie still, and I'll fry you some radishes and hot sauerkraut juice.
Radishes and hot sauerkraut juice.
Finest cure in the world for indigestion. Lie still.
John Bickerson, I don't want any of your insane remedies. You'll treat me for indigestion and I'll probably die of liver trouble.
Listen, if I treat you for indigestion, you'll die of indigestion. Now, do you want me to help you or not?
I'll feel a lot better if you just don't scream at me and tell me you love me.
I knew you weren't sick.
Tell me you love me, John.
I love you.
How much do you love me?
How much do you need?
Now, John, Easter Sunday's only 2 days away, and I haven't gotten a new hat.
What happened to the hat you bought last Easter?
It's in a box on the dresser, but that hat's worn out.
Well, where the box? You can't be squandering my money on Easter hats.
Please, John, just this once. I saw a wonderful hat with a reversible brim that can be turned up or down.
How much is it?
$60.
Turn it down.
Turn it down, turn it down. I turn everything down. because you're always looking for bargains. When you married me, you didn't get any bargain.
How well I know it.
Oh, you know what I mean. You only like the kind of woman who would pass up a mink coat to buy cheap fur.
Well, what's wrong with buying a cheap fur?
Nothing. Would you like to see the one I bought, dear?
What?
It's a dyed rabbit choker, and it only cost $94.
$94 for a dead rabbit?
Oh, don't get upset.
Blanche, how can you squander my money like that? I deny myself everything. Last week I had all my teeth pulled out so I could save money on eating. I've been sewing collars on your old bloomers and wearing them for shirts. I haven't even got a pair of jeans. Yesterday, I hung a whisk broom from your plaid skirt and went to work dressed as a Scotsman. And she spends $94 on Easter rabbits.
All right, I'll take it back. I never knew you could be so mean.
Oh, take it back.
I wish my poor granddaddy was still alive. He'd never let you treat me like this.
All of a sudden, she's got a granddaddy. I never heard you mention him before.
He was the best friend I ever had. I took his advice on everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He could have settled a lot of our problems. I'll bet he'd tell you to let me keep that choker.
How do you know?
Because I know, and when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask him.
Suppose he isn't in heaven.
Then you ask him.
Good night, Blanche.
Good night, John.
Yes, I see the water leaking out of the pipe under our sink. Do you see where I put the gum under there, right where the leak is? I don't know why it didn't work. I mean, I come from a long line of apartment dwellers. When things like this happen, we usually call the super. I know there's no super here in our house, but why is that? I mean, why are house dwellers, homeowners, denied the luxury of a super? Oh, well, we can't afford our own super. Okay, well, I can't afford to keep buying all this gum to plug up all these leaks. No, I know there's just one leak right now, but I'm talking about our entire future together here. There are bound to be a large number of leaks. What would be cheaper in the long run? Our own super, or trying to acquire an entire bubblegum factory to supply all the gum for our leak plugging needs for life? Think about that. Oh, you want me to use a tool? Like what? A hammer? Because I've tried those before. They do not work as advertised. I tried to fix a sink once in college for my frat. It was a little leak like this one. I banged on the pipe with a hammer and, to try to force the leak back in. Well, guess what? Big surprise, it leaked more. So, I banged harder on the leak to really show it who's boss. And we have a big gusher now, I said. Then we all rolled around on the floor. Some guy went out and bought a slip and slide, and then there was slip and sliding down the hall in the frat of our house. And, well, yes, of course, there was probably drinking at the time. I acknowledge that banging on a pipe with a hammer might not be what a super would have done. But I also know growing up, our super did use a hammer to fix things, along with some other widgets. Yes, widgets. Other types of tools, Yes, I know the actual names for some other tools, like, well, look, every man is not a handyman. Yesterday, when the priest said, "Do you take this man?" he did not say, "Do you take this handyman?" Man does not equal handy. So what I propose is an alternative to the live-in super or bubblegum factory solutions. How about we just call a regular handyman, someone we pay to fix this one leak? Yes, a plumber. Perfect. Let's call a plumber. Let's call a plumber so we can go on our honeymoon. Yes, thank you. I love you, honey.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you for watching Magical Mondays. Goodbye.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Good night, John.
Good night, Blanche.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for watching Magical Mondays with MCT.